Hi, friends, and welcome back to playing tribute to Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path, fan translation, where we are in the middle of a flashback case that I feel like it's gonna come to us. It might actually come to us now. I'm not really sure. So when I say come to us, I mean come back to Miles to help solve, because it was Gregory's last case, and well, based on how that trial went, there are still things to be figured out because we're certain that the defendant is not guilty, but he was found guilty, and we have yet to find out the truth. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. Yeah, okay. So we are back in the present. That's what I thought, because we've gone from the beginning of the case to the middle of the case. The last few parts were rather short. I have a feeling that this will not be. We'll probably do some logic chess too. So we might be in for a long one again, guys. I guess I went on for a little too long there. Something like that happened. I had no idea. None of the case files I read went into such detail. Well, doubt there would be anything in there that would be inconvenient to the prosecution. Especially with that Von Karma thing. How did the investigation go from there? Desserts had disappeared from the victim's room, so the investigation hit a rough patch. Thanks to that, it took about a whole year before a verdict was handed down. 1 whole year. This was before the whole 3-day pre-trial system was established. Trials didn't need to finish in the short amount of time that they do now. I see. Did they ever find out why the victim's dessert disappeared? Well, kinda. His dessert was like candy ice sculpture, made from sherbet, one of those two. Since it was made from ice, the general consensus was that it had melted. However, that might not quite be the case. What do you mean? This museum used to be Mr. Master's mansion, the stage of the IS-7 incident. And in this very place, they're exhibiting the Sherbert Salon from 18 years ago. The victim's dessert. Yep. Though it could be just a replica of the original. That's why Uncle Ray had to come down today to check it out. And for your old man, too. Now then, let's get to move on and check out the room. Pretty sure it's over in the Winter Palace. Alrighty. Winter Palace should be... Huh, it's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum. Mr. Shields, according to the pamphlet we received at the entrance, the Winter Palace is over here. Really? I could have sworn it was this one. Alright, let's scoot. We gotta confirm the truth of what happened 18 years ago. That was probably the victim's... Oh! Hey, it's some old friends. Oh, I don't have it. I just have incident files. Oh, he's in jail. Okay. I thought that he was executed, and I was gonna be very sad. Blood was shed. Okay. Well, that's about all the information we'll have. I think, where the Autumn Palace is, I think that was the victim's room back in the day. So, I don't know. Man, it's still as cold as ever. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze solid. Seems the Winter Palace lives up to its name. It's like a freezer in here. With the light dimmed like this, it's almost as if the room itself is made of ice. I think the control panel for the room temperature is on the back wall. Miles, why don't you check what the temperature is set for me? Uncle Ray's gonna give the curator a piece of his mind later. It's way too cold in here. It's an ice sculpture room. Very well. But if you want to look around the room a bit, feel free to stay. Or freeze, your head's to your heart's content. I'm gonna get the camera ready. I'm gonna take some pictures of this place and show it to your old man. Just to... Okay. This boy with a school bag. Did he come from the art gallery by himself? She didn't quit her job in order to run this museum. I don't really get it. Perhaps one of his parents in the security there? Well, how about this? I'll yell out, Mask Damask is here! Yes, it's me! I'm Mask Damask! Good, good. Wait, Ronnie, if you say that, you'll get arrested. Come on, if we don't plan properly, we won't be able to sell it. What are these two talking about? Are they gonna steal something? I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. For some reason, a giant block of ice is on display. There's a description written on the surface. Castor and Pollux. Every December, large meteor showers appear in the direction of these two stars. And so, Mask to Mask, and then those two are being rather noisy and distracting. Can't be helped. I should go look at another exhibit. A giant block of ice is being displayed here. It appears to be quite heavy. No, the inside must be hollow. On the surface, there is an image of the stars and a written description. The Pleiades, also known as the Seven Stars. A star cluster that comprises part of Taurus. Taurus. But for all these stars to be grouped together as a cluster, the ways of the individual must have been very precise. There are two sculptures displayed here. These sculptures are replicas of the deserts that vanished 18 years ago. Impressive, huh? These sculptures made of ice. Yes. I thought I never got to see these ice sculptures. And now, 18 years later, I'm standing before them. Miles, sorry to bother you while you're deep in thought. Could you turn this way a little? Like this? Yes, like that. Click. Oh, yeah, there it is. Mr. Shields, you're not... Look at his face. He's so confounded. Just like, oh, this is happening right now. Alrighty then. Say cheese! Mr. Shields, please don't take pictures of me. Sorry, my bad. I just wanted to make sure the camera worked okay. That camera looks quite old. Yeah, well, that's because it is old. It's an old-fashioned camera. You know, an instant camera. Automatically develops the photos after shooting. Pretty cool, huh? Yes, I know. Though I've never used one. Quite the know-it-all. You really are the old man's son. Could you move a bit? I want to take some more photos of the room. His face has taken on an unusually serious expression. He's probably thinking about the IS-7 incident. Man, I snapped a bunch, and they're already developed, see? He shoved them in my face before I could reply. What's that under the first statue? Well, I have one more question for you, Mr. Know-It-All. Do you know what these two sculptures represent? Constellations, based on the big blocks of ice. Sculptures of Taurus and Gemini from the winter constellations. Ooh, bingo! Not bad, Miles. That's probably why they call this room the Winter Palace. Uncle Ray's feeling generous today, so I'll give you a copy of this photo, too. Thanks. Are these replicas of the constellation deserts that were made 18 years ago? Yeah, it looks like these two sculptures are also made out of sherbet. Uncle Ray's only seen the real sculptures in photos. Oh, so they did have reference. But these sculptures look like the real deal. This is what you wanted to show me. Yeah, I think your old man would have wanted you to see it as well. I'm sorry, Uncle Ray didn't have the courage to come here alone. Don't apologize. This was a good opportunity to learn about my father's case. Means a lot to me. So, you want me to take another commemorative photo? No thanks. Here's that salt lamp thing. This rock salt lamp is lighting up the constellation chart. I see, Gemini and Taurus are constellations that can be seen in the winter. Since this is the Winter Palace, perhaps that explains the winter constellations made of sherbet. According to the pamphlet, the other palaces are made of crystal. The Summer Palace, I think it would be more fitting if it were made out of shaved ice. Well, no, that would make it exactly the same as this room. Mr. Shields, I can't find the temperature control panel. I have, right? They keep it where it's hard to find. Just one moment. It's locked. Makes sense, they wouldn't want guests changing the temperature themselves. According to the pamphlet, the Winter Palace has a temperature of 27 degrees. Now that's cold. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze to death. I guess I'll need to find someone to share body heat with. Preferably a beautiful lady. Brother. Oh, are you trying to freeze me to death as well with those cold eyes? Of course not. Alrighty, now that I've got some pictures of this room, let's check out the other palaces. Might as well see them all, since we're already here. I suppose you're right. That yell just now. Came from the fountain patio. Let's go, Miles. Oh, hello. More old friends. There's someone passed out on the floor, and that man there is... Is he passed out or is he dead? I'm very afraid. Larry always seems to find himself in these situations. Larry, what are you doing here? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. What exactly happened here? Edgy! I saw something that no one should ever have to see! Again! Larry, calm down. Why is there someone passed out here? I didn't do anything. He just fell down all of a sudden. This man, he can't be. He is so dead. Like poison or something. Excuse me, but what is the matter here? You can't raise such a ruckus in the museum, boys. The centers. Seems like he's still breathing, but this is a bad situation. Oh good, he's not dead. Miles, it's not safe here. Get everyone out of here. Everyone, get away from that room right now. There's poison gas coming out of it. Oh. Well then. Mr. Shields, how is the victim? It looks like he breathed in a little too much of that poison gas. He's still unconscious. According to the doctor in the ambulance, there are no external injuries or any other wounds. Thanks to our fortunate timing, we were able to save him before he was too far gone. But he's not out of the woods yet. He's currently being treated by a specialist in the infirmary. I see. Mr. Shields, is he an acquaintance of yours? Yeah, you could say that. He's Stain Gustavia. He was involved in the IS-7 incident. Pastry chef. So he was involved in the case 18 years ago. At least the other guy is doing alright. Is he a friend of yours, Miles? Yes, you could say that. It is fortunate you were not hurt, Larry. Oh, that's the nicest thing. That's the nicest thing he's probably ever said to him. It was fortunate that you were not hurt. What's you can say that supposed to mean, Edgy? How could you treat a childhood friend like that? That's just cruel. And also, when I'm dressed like this, I'm called Larice Donim, you know. So don't call me Larry. It's Larice. This man is Larry Butts. He's nothing but trouble, but he's been one of my friends since grade school. Some time ago, he awakened to the calling of art and assumed the alias Larice Donim. but a butts by any other name would smell just as much. Really? You two are childhood friends? I better report that to your old man, too. I'm sure it'll bring him joy. He was always worried about you not being able to make friends. Good for you, Edgy. Aren't you glad to have a bosom buddy like me? My father was worried about something like that. But anyway, what are you doing in a place like this, Larry? How many times do I have to tell you, Edgy? It's Larice. What are you doing in a place like this? Thanks, don't glare at me when you talk. So you're going to tell me? Isn't it obvious? I've come here to study art. I'm going to take Mandy out on a date here, so I was just doing some scheduling beforehand. Wait. Oh no, the other one was Mindy. I was about to say, wait, has he actually kept a girlfriend? Aren't you just using art as an excuse to go on a date? Not bad, Larice. Maybe you can introduce some pretty girls to me next time. Oh, now you're talking my language, dude. Oh my gosh. I think I'm getting a headache. I was just thinking, too, whenever he was talking about finding a lady to help him warm up or whatever, about how similar he was to Larry. I was just thinking that, and then, lo and behold, here's Larry. It's like, they're gonna get along just fine. By the way, Larice, did you notice anything strange when you found the victim? Nah, not really. Nothing that would make you say, I saw something that no one should ever have to see. Oh yeah, that. I was just surprised when I saw the old dude fall down out of nowhere like that. I didn't do anything this time for once. It's not anything to brag about. Visitors, we wish to deeply apologize for the disturbance. I am the curator of this museum. My name is Catherine Hall. She's also one of the people involved in the IS-7 incident. Hello there, Miss Kate. Bonjour, Seals. Thank you for your continued assistance. She was the woman who saw at the reception, so she's the curator here. We apologize for the inconvenience, especially since it's the opening day. Oh, no, you don't have to apologize for a thing, Miss Kate. Ah, I almost forgot. Let me introduce you to someone. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory Edgeworth's son. Oh, Monsieur Edgeworth. She's dancing. Oh, how wonderful! I think she's singing now. I meet the sun after 18 years. She was improving. It's an honor to meet you, defense attorney Miles Edgeworth. Wow, that was amazing. You've still got that golden voice, Miss Kate. Actually, I'm a prosecutor. Oh, so you are a prosecutor? My most sincere apologies, Monsieur Edgeworth. This woman is very polite, but slightly odd. Katie! Could I get your autograph right here, pretty please? Yes, if you so desire. I do want her autograph. Hey! Don't tell me! You don't know who she is! My, you really don't keep up with the entertainment news. Do you, Miles? What's this unbearable atmosphere? She's a superstar actress who's been in tons of musicals and movies. She's a great singer, too. Currently, I am the curator of this museum. I've already retired from the stage. I finished filming my role for the last movie a few days ago. My co-stars also said they would come here once I opened the doors. And here you are, Monsieur Artiste. I return this to you. Thanks a bunch, Katie. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life. Well, looks like me and Larice share the same interests. In so many ways. So I gathered. Larry, you said you're here to study art. Why don't you practice drawing as well? Since you're here at Miss Hall's Art Museum. Oh, it would be an honor to have Monsieur Artiste sketch our exhibits. Oh, I guess even you have some good ideas every now and then, Edgy. I'll do a bit of sketching for Katie here. What an amusing person. I say that. Forgive the disturbance. Incidentally, who was the woman that was with you earlier? That was Madame Alicia Scones. She's currently assisting in the treatment of Monsieur Gustavia in the infirmary. Even though I said infirmary, since this is an art museum now, it's only provisional. As I'm the only staff member working here, I cannot take a leave of my duties for too long. Alicia Stones. I believe we have heard that name before, Mr. Shields. Yep, looks like the whole gang from the IS-7 incident's here. Well, I doubt that's a coincidence. Monsieur Shields. Bonjour, Edward. Would you care for some hot tea? Oh, Miss Kate's tea. That takes me back. Yes, if you please. Clatter, clatter, clink, clink. Now I must take my leave. I must explain the situation to the other visitors. Alright, thanks for everything. It smells like Ceylon tea. I should drink it before it cools. I wonder what's under the cart. I want to look under the cart. This Ceylon tea is of very high quality. Quality? Sorry. And this aroma of citrus does wonders for your concentration, right? Your old man said the exact same thing 18 years ago. But the saucers back then were chilled. Today they're warm. Anyway, don't you think this current situation is rather unusual? You mean how everyone involved in the case 18 years ago has gathered at this museum? Yes, I'd like to be in charge of this case if at all possible. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay? Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Shields! I came here as fast as I could when I heard that you were done in by the poison gas. Done in? Oh, my sweet honey Kay. How about a hug after being parted for so long? No. Jeez, so you're perfectly fine? I can't believe you made us worry so much. Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of bringing Kay here? I'm sorry, sir. I knew the gas was dangerous, so I tried to stop her. But no matter how much I ran and ran and ran and ran, I couldn't gain any ground. When it comes to running away, no one is faster than the Yatagarasu. But you weren't running away from here. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm all set, sir. I'll start investigating the crime scene. Since there might still be traces of gas in the room, I'll have to ask everyone to wait here. Very well. I'm counting on you. Good luck in there, Flatfoot. Wow, Gummy's so cool. He's just like a detective. He is a detective? That's what he is. Yes, Edgeworth here. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like the poison gas is dissipated, sir. Detective, wait. Are they in the autumn room? Why is there... Detective, calmly explain the state of the Autumn Palace. Yeah, they are. What is happening? Yes, sir. I'll start with the exhibits. On the left, there's a statue with 2 people. And on the right, there's a statue of an animal with 2 horns. A statue of 2 people and a statue of an animal with horns. Isn't that the exact same thing I saw in the Winter Palace just a while ago? Also, the room is wet with water thanks to the sprinkler system. That also prevented the gas from harming anyone else. The sprinkler system. Was there a fire in the room? There are no signs of a fire. The fire alarm hasn't gone off either, sir. Sprinklers in the museum are kind that detect both smoke and fire. If it detects smoke, it'll send an alert to the security room. I think poison gas must have set off the fire alarm in the security room, sir. Was there anyone in the security room at the time? The only one working in here is the curator, Miss Catherine Hall, sir. She has been in the reception booth opposite the security room ever since the museum opened. Did Miss Hall turn on the sprinklers? The sprinkler system can only be operated manually from the security room, sir. If it had been automatic, it would have sprayed water all over the exhibits. Since the system is manual, the situation can be examined and the exhibits moved if need be. I guess that would be a priority over the exhibits than the building. Only at the museum. It's way too cold in this room, sir. Isn't this supposed to be the Autumn Palace? It feels more like the dead winter in here. The Autumn Palace is cold. Checked the thermostat earlier. It was at 27 degrees. Couldn't believe it. Huh? Why would the Autumn Palace be set at the same temperature as the Winter Palace? It's completely identical. That's about all I know for now, sir. If I figure out anything else, I'll give you another call. I see. I'm counting on you, Detective. Oh, do I get to control him? No, I don't. What did Gummy say? He said it feels more like winter in the Autumn Palace. I don't get it. I haven't been able to enter the room personally. But it should be possible to look inside after the police have finished investigating. I'd like to know what it is like in there myself. Isn't there anyone else who knows about the incident? Ah, there is someone. Mal's friend, right? Friend? But he's such a nuisance, we have no choice but to listen to what he has to say for now. Larry? Wait, you mean... Yeah, they've met. Oh, you're here too, Kay. You're looking as cute as ever. You know, props for him for at least remembering all the names of the people that he meets and knows. Long time no see, it's Larry, isn't it? Okay, right now my name is Larice. I'm an artiste, that's why. Ah, so that's your pen name. Larice, the artist formerly known as Larry. Wow, you really are a good girl, Kay. Nothing like edgy here. Larry, I have many things I need to ask you. What's this? Don't tell me you suspect me again. You're gonna say because I was first on the scene, I must be the culprit, aren't you? I never said anything like that. I only want you to tell me what you saw. You said you saw something that no one should ever have to see. Did you not? But now I'm saying I didn't see nothing, and I didn't do nothing. Probably. Oh my, he didn't seem so confident in the end there. There are somewhat troublesome circumstances surrounding this man. The saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts, still holds true 26 years on. One could say his tendency to attract trouble is legendary. Seems he's done something troublesome without even realizing it himself. We'll just have to try and extract the truth from him. We're gonna play chess, yep. My goal is to expose whatever Larry's hiding. However... Larry's an extremely restless and troublesome man. Until he cools down, I'll just wait and see. First, I'll ask him about his goal. This isn't something I can't handle. I'll finish this quickly. What was your purpose for coming to the art gallery? What? Are you saying that I don't belong in an art gallery? Hey, if you're not gonna talk, hold that pose so I can paint your portrait. And then I'll scribble all over the portrait I drew of you. Your paintings are all scribbles, it says. I was just joking. I would never scribble over my paintings, of course. They're works of art, after all. I don't think any of your works would qualify as art. Don't look down on me! There are people who recognize my skills as an artist. Those people are blind. Mandy is my girlfriend, but it's really my painting she fell in love with. That's why I'll sketch anything my girlfriend likes. But then why are you here on your own today? So what, can't a guy with a girlfriend spend some time alone? Oh, he's doesn't have her anymore. Mandy says she's a Gemini. I thought she'd be happy if I showed her a sketch of it on our next date. No. Do you really have that much confidence in the sketch? Well, I'm not so confident about this one. But I thought she would be happy if I did a sketch of her astrological sign. I see. Well, it's just like you. To impress Mandy, you came here to see the Gemini sculpture, didn't you? What? How'd you find out? Because you just unknowingly told me everything. Well, then I'm not saying another word from now on. He's finally decided to remain silent. In that case, I'll be more relentless in my questioning. I'll try to find out what he was doing here at the art gallery. Expose his true motives. This shouldn't take long. He keeps saying that. He has such confidence. Oh, I don't have choices. I just have one. You, just what do you do in the salt gallery? Oh, because it's pawns right now. I think with the other piece, it's going to be 2 choices. Just what did you do in the salt gallery? What's with that glare? I don't really remember anything. I didn't have a pamphlet, so I just loitered around the fountain patio. I'm gonna wait. What? If you're not gonna talk, I'm going back to my sketching. Wait, he's too passive there. Okay, he started to be all mean, but then he wasn't. Right. I wasn't. Also, it was like very targeted. Like, you forgot to get a pamphlet, but then again, I forget that's how Edgeworth talks to him. He's not very nice most of the time. Don't they give you a pamphlet at the reception booth after you pay the admission fee? Oh, is that right? So, the admission wasn't free, huh? Oh my gosh. You didn't pay. Don't tell me you sneaked in here without paying. I'm sorry! I didn't mean to do anything bad. It's just, there was no one at the reception booth. That's why I thought you could come in here for free. Miss Hall wasn't at the reception booth. Yeah, it didn't look like there was anyone on the other side of the desk. Come to think of it, I'm sure you did say something about that. Miss Hall was busy activating the sprinklers from the security room. Because of the incident, she had to leave the reception booth. Poor Katie. She went to all that trouble to open up the place. And now the art gallery's star attraction, the Winter Palace, is completely ruined. You're certainly well informed about the Winter Palace, for someone without a pamphlet. The Winter Palace is where your goal, the Gemini sculpture, is located. You had your sights set on the Winter Palace from the beginning, didn't you? What? How did you find me out again? That's right, my goal was to see the Gemini sculpture. From the very beginning, the Winter Palace was the very reason why I came here. You confess quite easily. You can never tell anything with this man. Next, I'll ask for further information regarding the Winter Palace. He may still have some fight left in him. I'll watch his reactions and extract the information I need. Okay, here we go. I have no more use for you. Larry, did you see anything in the Winter Palace? Still hung up on that. Didn't I say I didn't see anything? I started to think that it wasn't such a good idea to come to the art gallery. I need to leave soon to meet with my girlfriend. Clues. Yeah, I should have said it. It makes more sense that I should have said, did you enter? Larry, did you also enter the Winter Palace? What's with that look of distrust? Sure, I tried going in, but you couldn't get in. You tried to go in, but you weren't actually able to, right? Yeah, that's about right. I wanted to go in, but the door was locked. Oh no, then the old geezer collapsed. I was a little freaked out. So you couldn't get in because the victim of the poison gas collapsed? Yeah, he fell right out of the Winter Palace. I'm sure the victim emerged from the Autumn Palace. If it weren't for that poison gas incident, I'd be in there sketching the Gemini sculpture right now. Larry must have mistaken the Autumn Palace for the Winter Palace. On his side, it seems his goal was to sketch the sculpture. It should be a useful clue. Larry, did you see anything in the Winter Palace? Still hung up on that? I didn't see anything. It wasn't such a good idea to come to the art gallery. I need to leave as soon to meet with my girlfriend. Perhaps I should try using that clue. What about your sketch? You came here to sketch the sculpture for your girlfriend, did you not? I don't think you would give up that easily. Even after the victim collapsed, you could still see inside the room from the outside, right? Well, I may have gotten a tiny glimpse, but there's no evidence that I saw something scary in there, right? You saw something scary? My. I'm disappointed it turned out to be this simple. Larry, you saw something scary at the crime scene, didn't you? Edgy, do you read my mind? In that case, there's no point in keeping any more secrets from you. There never was. You just told me everything of your own accord. That was a complete waste of time, but finally, it's checkmate. Tell me everything you know. I had my eyes fixed on the Gemini sculpture.
Objection!
You've mentioned the Gemini sculpture many times now, but I don't believe the sculpture you saw was the Gemini one. What? Was it a mirage then? Larry mistakenly thought he saw the Winter Palace. This piece of evidence shows what Larry really saw. The Autumn Palace? Take a look at this pamphlet. Oh, hello. I didn't see that. Was that on a different page? Oh, there was a second page. Okay, so this is winter, this is autumn. Summer and spring, So that's what should be there. Interesting that the autumn one is warmer than the spring one. But we saw what Gumshoe saw. And it looks exactly the same. Maybe he saw Aquarius. In the Autumn Palace, the Pisces, Capricorn, Aries, and Aquarius sculptures are displayed. Incidentally, I can confirm that the Gemini sculpture is located in the Winter Palace. Therefore, the sculpture you saw could not have been the Gemini one. I knew it. I expected him to be a bit more shocked at the news. I thought it was kind of strange. I know I saw a single goddess. And that transformation was no mirage. Transformation, you say? Oh, you're curious too, Edgy? Well, nothing for it. Yes, I'll have to show you. Show me? What exactly? I drew a picture of the very scene I saw back then. But I really can't believe what I drew. Picture? What picture? This one right here. What? What is the disturbing picture? Is that sculpture weeping tears of blood? Larice, this picture is scary! Okay, it scared me too! This Gemini sculpture suddenly transformed into a goddess right before my eyes. I couldn't help but scream. So the victim collapsing wasn't what surprised him. What did you mean when you said transformed? I don't really understand it myself. The lower half of its body just turned into a fish. A fish goddess. That would be the Pisces sculpture, wouldn't it? In mythology, Pisces represented the fish that a goddess and her son transformed into. Really? So Pisces isn't just a couple of ordinary fish? Edgy, you don't think that sculpture is cursed, do you? Those tears of blood turned the Gemini sculpture into a fish. Preposterous. You simply mistook the Pisces sculpture for the Gemini one. Oh, you put the sketch in your organizer. Even a sketch like this one can be used as scrap paper, after all. How could you? But it's strange. Why did only the lower half of the sculpture transform? Uncle Ray's a bit curious about what went on in the Autumn Palace. Indeed. What if someone tampered with the Pisces statue? Pisces sculpture. Yes, Edgeworth here. Mr. Edgeworth, we finished searching the room. The poison gas isn't a threat anymore, so you can enter the crime scene. Right. Good work, detective. Good, let's get in there. Seems we can enter the Autumn Palace now. Nice timing, Mr. Detective. Let's go right now! I want to see the Pisces sculpture! If Kay's going, I'm going too. I was planning on bringing him along anyway. Right then, let's proceed to the Autumn Palace. I feel like Larry and and Ray walk with the same sort of like swagger too. So this is the Autumn Palace. It certainly does resemble the Winter Palace. Okay. Yeah, it's very similar. It's not exact. I've been waiting, sir. Aren't you that hairy butts guy? Wrong! I'm Larry Stoneham. Never mind that, detective. Your report, if you please. He always calls him Hairy Butts. Roger that, sir. We discovered a used gas burner during our investigation. The nozzle was still warm when we found it, so it may be related to the incident. It's used to heat something. Was that ladder always there on the ground? It's probably used by the person who set up the poison gas. Poison gas was released when someone lifted the lid off the glass case, sir. The Pisces sculpture. Huh? Seems like you know about it, sir. Well, then do you know what the sculpture next to it is? If this were in the Autumn Palace, it would probably be the Capricorn sculpture. As expected of Mr. Edgeworth, I thought it was the Taurus myself. I was thrown off as it was covered by this weird cloth. The fluorescent cloth! I wonder what it's doing here. Evidence from the previous 7 incident. No matter what it is or how it got here. There are 2 more. Sculptures in the room are all covered with this fluorescent cloth. And because they're hidden, it makes me want to see them even more. Let's take a look. Just get this cloth off. Wow, they're real beautiful. I don't think the transformation Larry saw was in fact the moment the cloth wrapped around the lower half of the Pisces fell. See, Edgy! It wasn't a mirage or a mistake after all. Hey, Miles, there sure is something strange about this room. It looks exactly the same as the Winter Palace we were in just moments ago. Yes, I agree. Perhaps the sculptures were hidden to make it look like the Winter Palace? If you wrap the cloth around the lower half of the Pisces sculpture, it looks like Gemini. Capricorn is half fish too. I have the lower half and it resembles Taurus. The remaining 2, which couldn't be altered with trickery, were covered up. The Autumn Palace was made to look like the Winter Palace, so it seems, Mr. Shields, it looks like we'll need to conduct an investigation of the Autumn Palace too. Pardon? Oh, great. Mr. DeBest and Judge Courtney. Hey! You guys again? This is a problem. You see, this is my crime scene. Mr. Edgeworth, it seems my power is insufficient. If you're here, then it would appear that you still haven't understood my warnings. Furthermore, you know full well that your reckless actions will cause trouble for that detective. In the name of the goddess of law, I must pass judgment. You got it all wrong, pal. I was the one who asked Mr. Edgeworth to investigate. Really? Well then, Flatfoot, I'll have to do that. That? Yeah, that. Right. Cut your salary. Looking forward to your next payday? I've always wanted to say that. You're the last person I want cutting my salary, pal. Hold it, DeBest. I'm only cooperating with the police as a witness to this incident. Detective Gumshoe is not to blame. So that's how it is. Well then, should I be raising his salary? No, that's not what I meant. But it would be really nice to get my salary raised. Your mercy is deeply moving, Sebastian. But past transgressions must lead to further judgment. Future judgment, sorry. Prosecutor Edgeworth and all of his company depart at once from this holy site. But we only just got here. the one given the goddess of law's blessing for this incident was Sebastian. In other words, Mr. DeBest is the prosecutor in charge of this case. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening performance is over. Besides, I've already got my eyes set on the culprit. What? Who, pal? Well, naturally. That artist. Oh my gosh. Me? Hey! What's going on, Edgy? Don't ask me. I can't understand his reasoning. If you can't understand how the best prosecutor thinks, it simply shows how inculpable you are. Don't you mean incapable? Seems he doesn't know what incapable means. That's right, Sebastian. Prosecutor Edgeworth is quite incapable. Yeah, there it is. Yes, he's incapable. She just nonchalantly corrected him. Don't underestimate my intelligence gathering skills. I just came from the infirmary and asked the doctor there about the cause of the poison gas. And what was the cause? Some normal substance. What was his name again? Hold on a second. I'll call the doctor to make sure. You didn't write it down? Since Sebastian is on the phone, I'll answer for him. In that case, why didn't you tell us before he called? The poison gas was caused by the mixing of two different types of chemicals. The names are normalium and fatalium. Okay. So, what are these chemicals exactly? Normalium is the red liquid that's commonly used in everyday products. That might be what Larry saw. Then, it can be found in paint and detergent, among other things, but it is not toxic by itself. So you're saying that it is a substance readily available to anyone? Yes, but fatalium, on the other hand, is not so easy to obtain. Its name sure sounds dangerous. What's it used for? It is the active ingredient of a white pesticide known as megadoxin X. Fatalium itself also has a deep white color, but it is not really sold in stores. Wow, I can't read today. It is nearly impossible to obtain domestically. Right now, we are looking into how the chemical was obtained. Whoa, look at that. It's pink. Okay, I finally found out the names of those chemicals. Pink, red. And Judge Courtney has already told us. We don't need to hear it again. Fine then. I'll cut to the chase. You know that normalium from the poison gas is also used in paint, right? Today, out of everyone who visited the art gallery, the only one carrying paint was that artist. You're treating me as the culprit just because of that? I object to the red paint on the palette you're carrying. Hey, Edgy. Don't you think this prosecutor is kind of an idiot? Indeed. Although I've only known him for a short time, his logic is always absurd. Hey, don't ignore me! It's alright, Sebastian. They're only doing it because they're afraid of you. Like the first star to appear at night, show its reasoning that shines best. The first star shines best? Not bad! Hey, you guys better listen up too. Mr. DeVest's shining logic. That artist was the first to discover the victim, so naturally he's the best suspect. The poison gas was caused by normalium, a chemical found in paint, right? As he was carrying paint near the victim, he would have had the best chance. The paint, along with being the first witness. That pretty much proves he's the culprit. So, what do you think, Justine? We cannot ignore the possibility. Well then, Mr. Artist, please tell us the truth. Did you leave red paint at the crime scene? Or else did you cause the poison gas to go off? The only thing I leave behind is my bond of love with you. Please watch what you say. My gavel is already prepared to declare you guilty. Objection! Please pay no heed to this man's statements. Objection! Hey, you guys! Ignoring my reasoning just because it's flawless won't do you any good.
Mr. Edgeworth, if you already admitted defeat, you should take your leave. Even though I don't really have time to deal with your ridiculous reasoning. I don't even know. I'm just gonna press everything. Because it's just like, it's so ridiculous. But I don't really have evidence yet. Indeed, at first glance, this man seems suspicious. At first glance? What's with that first all of a sudden? Are you trying to steal my spot as the star that shines best? Would that make me the best artist? Larry, don't make this any more confusing than it already is. Mr. DeBest, continue your reasoning. That was a waste of time. I love how his hair is like a question mark. Oh, and when he's shocked, it goes straight up like an exclamation mark. Best chance to what? Even if paint is the cause of the poison gas, that does not mean he's guilty. Well then, if the paint is not the cause, then that doesn't mean he's innocent either. Now he's just trying to sound clever. Mimicking what Mr. Edgeworth says won't make you look cool at all. Okay, please don't make my statements look bad. Now then, it's about time to wrap up my shining logic. It doesn't, though! Hold it! Yes, apparently normalium is used in many everyday products. Right, so the red paint is definitely suspicious. But it's also used in things other than paint, right? I guess you have a point. What do you think, Justine? That's right. Normalium is also used in detergent, for example. In other words, it might not have been paint that caused the gas. That's not true! Let me finish my reasoning! He was carrying paint. Hold it! And you truly claim that Larry's the culprit based on just that? You got a problem with that? If you have a problem, then present evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like he really wants you to do that. Indeed, then I will do as he wishes and present evidence. It seems he doesn't pay much attention to what other people are saying. There's a clear contradiction in Mr. DeBest's logic. Why did he even bother making the phone call? I'll finish this quickly. It's a waste of time. He keeps saying he'll finish things quickly. Why is this case the case of finishing things quickly? It was caused by a mixture of the two, so I need to figure out how to show that. Maybe it's this one? Objection! Yeah, okay. Alright, good. I was making sure that I had the right statement. Mr. DeBest, your logic is more akin to a shooting star than a shining star. Shines the best like a shooting star, right? It may shine brightly for a brief moment, but then burns itself out. The poison gas originated from inside the glass case of the Pisces sculpture. Exactly! So that's where the artist set off the gas, right? He used normalium and his red paint. As your senior, let me give you one piece of advice. Listen to the explanations of others. The poison gas was caused by mixing both normalium and fatalium together. The normalium contained in the red paint is not enough by itself. Exclamation point here. Really? But I thought I heard that normalium caused the fatality. Don't tell me you just misheard the forensic report. Darn it! By the time Larry discovered the victim, the room was already filled with poison gas. It's time for you to realize how incapable you really are. Hey, what do you mean by incapable? You tried to use that word earlier, and you still don't know what it means? It means to say you are lacking in ability. Incidentally, inculpable has a completely different meaning. Inculpable means, innocent and free from guilt. I get it. You're making fun of me again, aren't you? I'm merely saying you were incapable in your investigation. Overruled! Before you insult Sebastian, I still have some doubts about your own statement. What kind of doubts? For all we know, Mr. Artiste can have simply entered the Alton Palace at an earlier time. That's... Moreover, do you have evidence that the red paint is unrelated to the case? The most important thing now is not the red paint, the red normalium and the white fatalium. Exactly how were these two substances mixed? I believe that is our main concern. Naturally, it was Sebastian's job to investigate that. Were it not for your interference, we would have found that out by now. I never intended to interfere. On the contrary, I'd like to cooperate. Don't tell me you're going to say that you know the cause of the poison gas. How the poison gas started, I have something that may shed some light on this matter. Sebastian, do not fall for his bluff. Edgeworth does not bluff. Come now, it's fine really. Let's hear what he's come up with. I have an idea. If you say so, Sebastian. Come on, show us! How did the poison gas start? So... down here had to be the fatality. And then melting this would have mixed it together to this. But the question is, how? What I have to do first. Because I think this is... I don't know how many steps it wants me to do. I don't know how many steps it wants. So I'm gonna say... I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna say pan if this doesn't work. Surely you're not saying that this was the cause of the poison gas. It seems even you've noticed it. Duh! It really stands out! Those red tears that Larry saw were undoubtedly normalium. Huh? Wait a second. If those were chemicals, does that mean a ghost set off the poison gas? I don't have time to play along with him. The red tears of normalium could not have triggered the poison gas by itself. That red liquid was mixed inside the case to create the poison gas. What? Just where do you see evidence that the chemicals were mixed? That can also be seen in the sketch. Here's the evidence. He's pink.
Take that!
Pink liquid can be seen flowing out from under the case of the Pisces sculpture. This is proof that the two chemicals were mixed. Oh, hold on a second. I still don't get it. How does this show that normalium and fatalium were mixed? Since we have a self-proclaimed artist here, I'll let him explain. Larry, you fancy yourself an artist, so you should know about mixing paint, right? What do you add to red to make it pink? Don't take me for a fool, Edgy. I'll have you know I graduated from middle school. You add white to red to make pink. It's common knowledge. Well, technically there's rose pink, baby pink, and several others.
Hold it!
Alright, Bob Ross, come on now. That's enough. Now, do you understand, Mr. DeVest? That's how it is. By mixing red normalium with white fatalium, you get pink liquid. Yes, exactly. Took you long enough. I see. Looks like Mr. DeVest finally gets it. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you have merely presented one possibility. Do we really know if the color was the result of the two chemicals mixed together? Furthermore, the sketch was drawn by the suspect. I cannot put much faith into it. I just painted what I saw. How could that be a lie? Mr. Artist, I did not permit you to speak. Oh, so cold. But that's part of her charm. Of course, I intend to bring the truth to light immediately. It would not be wise to jeopardize your position even further. Aren't you going to answer my question from before? How do you know that Mr. Artist did not enter the Alton Palace? If you cannot prove this, there is no room for you to argue any further. Hey, couldn't we find out that if we talk to the victim, pal? The victim, Dame Gustavia, remains unconscious and in critical condition. Now, that's right. Well then, Sebastian will be investigating the crime scene now. All of you, please vacate the premises. If you were to take a stand in court, you'd cause a lot of trouble for the presiding judge. Is that something you'd like to say, Mr. Artist?
Hold your horses, Miss Cool Beauty.
My name is Justine Cole. Please don't address me by such a strange title.
Oh, you finally told me your name. Pleased to meet you, Justy. I'm Larice Stoneham, but you can call me Larice.
Mr. Artist, please get to the point.
I just remembered something I haven't had a chance to say yet. When I first got to this room, it was locked, so I couldn't go in. But then the old dude just suddenly fell through the door.
It would appear that the palace room is being locked from the inside. And just because you say it was so doesn't mean the door was locked. Without proof, your statement holds no value.
Objection.
Well, why not let Uncle Ray prove it for you?
What?
After all, we can confirm the room was locked, too. Right, Miles? Yes, I remember as well.
Until the gas outbreak, no one could have entered this room. Perhaps the suspect entered the room to hit the victim during the gas outbreak?
Objection.
As you can see, this man did not inhale any of the gas. If you examine his belongings, you'll find he wasn't carrying a gas mask either.
Is that so? Well then, I've no choice but to agree.
This was easier than I expected. Anyway, I presume this clears up any suspicion surrounding Larry. It seems Mr. DeBest's logic was off once again. Haha! Not exactly, I just didn't have enough information, that's all. Therefore, my reasoning was just before its time. He sure has a grand way of saying that things didn't work out for him.
In that case, there is one more suspect who has yet to take a stand. Mr. Artist, you are free to go.
But I wanted to talk to you a little more, Justy.
Overruled.
Cold meter leaves me mesmerized all the more.
This other suspect is a pharmacist by the name of Delicious Scones. It would have been difficult for this artist to obtain the fatalium from toxin X. But a pharmacist may have knowledge of how to do that. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Sebastian, it would be best if you brought her in quickly.
Best if we brought her in quickly? Sounds good. Leave it to me. Hey, Flatfoot, keep up with the investigation. Yeah, got it. Poor Gumshoe has to answer to him. Don't tell me Judge Courtney suspected her from the very beginning. So Mr. DeBest's logic wasn't any help at all. Judge Courtney, just what is she thinking? That was a really, really long freeze frame. I'm like, are we still playing, or is it to be continued? Looks like it's to be continued. Well then, we'll be talking to Delicious Scones. Delicious Scones. And we haven't really saved Larry. He was not in any danger. But he's just trouble. He's just consistently trouble. Yeah. And hey, it wasn't too long. It was just an hour. So, you know, maybe next time it'll be longer and longer. But we are getting into a new case here, and I wonder how much of a connection it has to the last case. And why everything was like winter in there. It's very, very interesting why it was doing all of that. Something, and the fact that two people thought that was the Winter Palace without looking, like, before looking at the pamphlet. Interesting. Well then, I guess we'll find out next time what's going on and get a little bit more information and investigation. So I'll talk to you guys then.